Hey, welcome back. In the previous lesson, I started writing this function for the post meta. And as you can see, I got the sticky part done. Next up is the post author. So we're going to say get the post author. And inside, we start with this printf. And this will be quite a mouthful. So I'm going to try to explain as we go along. So printf, the first thing that we're going to do is a list item, just like the sticky post. So list item class meta author. Okay, and let's close it. Now inside we're going to have a link, and that link will open in an archives page for that author. So we're going to say href, and I'm going to put this $1 and then rel is going to be author, again to help with accessibility, and inside this anchor tag I'm going to put $2$s. Now these right here are, let's call them placeholders. They are used by the printf functions to display a much larger string. So what I mean by that is this. If I were to put like string 1 here, and then string 2 here, and then refresh, I'm going to get an anchor tag with the href string 1 and the content of string 2. So basically, when this is rendered, this little bit will be replaced by whatever is inside string 1, and this little bit by whatever is inside string 2. So now that we know how this works, I'm going to do this. The href, we can get it by the following function. Get author posts URL, and then we got to tell this function which author ID to use. And for that, we can use get the author meta ID. And get the author meta is a function that returns certain information about an author. And in this case, we're just grabbing the ID, which in turn we're sending to this function as a parameter. And this will get the href, which will be placed right here. And on top of this, we got to wrap it in another function, askurl, which will basically sanitize the returned value, so that we don't get any errors later on. And on string 2, we gotta say the name of the author. Well, that's very simple. We just say get the author. And that's going to return the name of the author. So now refresh, we have admin, and the link, it says WordPress 39ms/author equals 1. Okay, so that is the author. Next up is the date. So we're getting the date at which the post was written. And we start with this echo, again, a list item. The class will be metadate. Yeah, and inside we're going to put get the date. Okay, save that, refresh, and there it is. That's the date, May 31st, 2014. Next up, the categories. So the categories, you can do it like this. Create a new variable called category list, and that's going to be filled in with get the category list. And this is a function that will return all of the categories, and then you can separate them with this little bit. And then we can do a check. If category list, which basically means if we have any items in our category list, then we can do an echo list item with a class of meta categories, and then inside simply display the category list. Save, refresh, and there it is. If we go about and create a new category, test, and we apply it to the testing post, you'll see that now we have test and uncategorized for this post. Next is the tags. So the tags is actually very similar to categories. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it to save a bit of time. So the tags in here, instead of category list, I'm going to have, well, tag list basically. So tag list will be get the tag list, and then if tag list, then list item class meta tags, and then we display the tag list. Refresh, and let's go ahead and add a few tags. Gonna update it, and there it is. Now you can see that we have a comma here, and that's not necessarily good because we can add another parameter here that's going to tell to miss that comma if there's only a single tag. So if we add multiple tags here, let's see, tag 2. Now we have tag 2, comma, and then test. So simply add this little parameter, a blank space, to the get the tag list function. Next, we have the comments link. So if we have any comments and the comment section is opened, then we're going to display a link that's going to say how many comments we have, and also will get us to the comments section in the post page. So let's start with this. If comments open, then we're going to start with this echo list item and then close it. And in between, I'm going to do an echo for a span with a class of meta reply, and then I'm going to close the span, and in between I'm going to do this comments pop-up link, and this receives 3 parameters. The first one is for when we don't have any comments, so we gotta display a text like leave a comment. So I'm going to say this, actually I'm going to mark it for translation, leave a comment, alpha. And then the second parameter is for when there is one comment. So again, using the translatable string, one comment so far, alpha. And finally, we have one for when we have multiple comments. And that's going to be like view all. We can use the %sign here to display the number of comments. So view all comments, alpha. Let's save and let's refresh. Let's see, syntax error unexpected on line 132. Okay, I forgot to close the if. So and if right here. Save, refresh, and there it is. Leave a comment because we don't have any comments on testing, and one comment so far on Hello World. And finally, we have the edit link. So edit link. The edit link should only be displayed if the user is logged in. So we're going to start with that check. If is user logged in, then, or actually let's do it the old-fashioned way. Then we're going to echo a list item and close the list item. And in here, I'm going to say edit post link. First of all, the title of the link, which will be translatable as well, edit alpha. And then the second parameter will be the container the link is going to be wrapped into. So we're going to say here a span with a class of meta edit, and then close that span. Okay, so refresh, and there it is. That's the edit link. If I'm gonna log out from here, this link won't be visible anymore. Okay, and that completes the post meta. So now the header of our content here is complete. Let's jump back to content PHP. Yeah, so the entry header is complete. In the next lesson, I'm going to take care of the article content and also the article footer. So I'll see you there.